And I believe we should be getting ready to start. Let me refresh the page over here. Make sure everything is technically sound. And it went. Let me see. We are testing. I believe we're here. We are here. We are here. We are live. So, all right. Welcome, Panther fans. Welcome, hockey fans. I know there's at least one New York Jet fan because I know you're there, Steve. I know you're there. All right, so tonight is going to be extraordinarily informal. Stu says he's got a dance. I think what Stu said is he's going to put on the pasties and a G-string, give us all a little celebratory dance since, there's no girls here in the show. So that
Yeah, thanks, Kachuk, my daddy. Shut up, Eric.
That can only be Steve. Let me move my chat. Let me move this over here a little bit.
Hey, Mike. What's up
got?
With you, man? Good job the other night.
So we got Gators, Giancarlo, Michael. How you doing, bud? Gene's here. Mean Hockey Girl. Hey, how you doing? And I said there was no girls. See, there you go. Outstanding. And then there's Steve. For those of you who aren't sure, that to Chuck Me Daddy, that's one bad Steve. Don't let him fool you. And Mike's here. To Chuck Me Amadeus. All right, guys. So 1,000 videos. It took an extra day to get it up because the laptop didn't want to cooperate. Bad charger on a random laptop.
Getting it up, Eric.
What's that, Stu?
You always have problems getting it up. But I'm bummed. We're doing the comedy hour here.
All right. That's cool. We're good. Yeah, drink that water.
It's so weird because I'm watching the YouTube, and I told you I'm delayed. Even Steve, I'm hitting this live button.
Yeah, no, there's a delay. It's just a natural thing. It's just, sometimes look, we're old. Sometimes it's a delay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. You know what I mean? So, all right, people.
I'm bummed out because it's so hot and the sun's going down right on my terrace, so I'm not able to smoke my traditional cigar.
Yeah, you can't smoke the cigars in the house. Gene, yeah, the Hoobie Snacks box ended a couple of days ago. Sir William on Twitter got them. Apparently Huberdeau's worth half, not even half. Yeah, it was half of what Mike Matheson got, because the Matheson box was free shipping. They got $56. The Huberdeau box got $14.50 plus like $10 shipping or something like that. So
did you give it a Zito for the cap?
No, I'm actually I'm going to take the $14 and I'm going to get another puppet because Steve is really wanting me to get another puppet. So I haven't decided if I'm getting a T'Chuk puppet or a Stu puppet. One of those two is that's where that money's going. And then obviously we haven't done anything since the trade, the end all trades happened, right?
Yep.
It's been
a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of time, but that's good because come season there's no breaks, right? Where we got so much stuff going on. There's no breaks. So I've been looking for this one. When we did the Randy Moeller video, and I knew that was 800, I knew eventually, I did the math, I figured to be in the middle of summer, we'd hit 1,000. So, and we had 2,600 subscribers too. So it was a nice bump. And then for those of you who are interested, which probably is maybe one, maybe Steve, I don't know. I'm having the shirts designed. I got with the guy yesterday. It should be ready within a day or two. The Jaws Stradamus shirts are going to be a thing. So those are coming. So, all right.
Merch.
What's that?
Merch.
Yeah. Well, the merch is in the store already. I haven't sold anything yet, though, but that's okay. Somebody bought a mug a long time ago. I got the mugs even with you and I on there, and still, Stu. But make sure you guys hit that like button on the way in. Did you like that? I remembered in the first 5 minutes. That's an improvement.
We only have 20 people watching. Wait till we have 100.
Steve, yeah, the hats are better than shirts. I know, man. I have to. Is somebody knocking on the door? That's weird. That was weird. It sounded like somebody was knocking on the door. But no, Steve, I got, I have to put the hats on Shopify. Teespring has got a really, really weird way that you have to like pay them to design the hats. And I'm going to open up a Shopify store anyway because that's the other thing. I'm working on the website. It's going to be an entirely new experience. Still going to be doing this stuff on YouTube, but there's going to be a website where all the videos are going to be housed. The articles are going to have other people writing for me. I'm going to have other people possibly doing videos. I know Stu and I have talked about a project that he's going to do. And so there's going to be a lot of new things coming up. So I'm going to be adding a Shopify store. I like their functionality a lot better than the Teespring. So, yeah, but to your point, Steve, yes, hats are definitely coming. Hey, Puck Monkey, how you doing, bud?
All right,
See.
so I'm going to put this out there to everybody that's, we got 19, 20 people watching.
Right.
So what I was thinking, let's pick a topic. You guys give me a topic. We'll talk about the topic a little bit. I mean, we'll do it a few times. And then we'll answer questions within the topic. So think of a topic. Go.
This should be fun.
And I'll pick one. I'll pick what I think.
This is gonna be fun.
Last chat I see is touch grass from.
Yeah. The chat's a little slow tonight. Hey, what do you want?
Right.
It's what is it? It's Wednesday night, right?
Okay. Standing and point prediction.
I told you to Jesse.
Steve, here's my prediction on points. All right.
Yep.
We're going to get either 105 or 106 points, but I don't think we're finishing first in the division.
That's interesting. That when I did my points prediction.
I actually think Toronto, and you didn't mention that on your video last night.
Yeah.
You forgot about Toronto.
I didn't forget about Toronto. I'm just
okay. All right. So, okay, guys, you can hold on now. So I see 4 defense in a row.
Right.
All right. So you want to go first? Or you want me? to go first?
Defensively, I said it last night or the other day when I was doing the video with Alex and Mike. I know we all are assuming, and I know it's probably going to end up being Forsling and Ekblad. But I want to see how Carlson looks, if for no other reason, knock on wood, if somebody gets hurt during training camp in the preseason, I want to see how Carlson looks with Ekblad. Even if it's just for these purposes of we're going to have, if somebody gets hurt, Ekblad every year, right? So I'm high on Carlson. We'll just put it that way. I'm going to try to not jinx him like I did Owen Tippett, but we're going to have somebody step up, and I know that's easier said than done. I mean, we're assuming Forsling stepping up is like a foregone conclusion, right? That has to happen. But out of the rest of the mix of the guys, for me, Carlson, I think Stu's got somebody else in mind in terms of stepping up.
Yeah, well, obviously I've been waiting for forever for Forsling and Ekblad. So you're right. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Forsling's moving up to top pair. Stahl and Gudis are going to be the second pair, and Montour and Carlson are going to be the third. I think they had really good chemistry together, and for that reason, and it's another lefty-righty combination, as is every pair now. Forsling, Ekblad, Stahl, Gudis, and Carlson, Montour. We still have Delzato. I don't know if he's going to wind up in the AHL, but I don't know who are. Maybe Kerstead makes the 7th defenseman. So,
and
Lindblom's gone. I mean, Hake's gone. So who else do we have? So, I guess that answers that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are in agreement with me.
Yeah,
All right.
Cuban. What about the guy that signed in the rookie, the OHL rookie? Right now he's not on the roster because we have no space for anybody else to come up into the roster. Um, so there's going to be a lot of guys. There's still going to have to be moves made, and
All right. Well, Steve is asking me if I saw the contract value list on Florida Panthers roster. I did not. But look, you got a super chat from Mr. Nate Tobin.
Nate. Thank you, sir. All right. So he says, Jaws, congrats on the 1,000 vids. I'm at work. I got a dumb question because one of my managers loves the Kraken and she loves to rub it in when they beat us. Do you think we finally beat the Kraken this year? Yes. Yes. And because I think Paul Maurice will just, whatever's left of his hair will fall out. Absolutely. In fact, I'm guaranteeing it, and I'm calling the score 8-3 Panthers. Right here. You know why? On 8-3, I'm calling 8-3. There you go. That's how you know what's going to happen. So yeah, you could definitely tell your manager that's what's going down.
I'll go
and thank you,
further.
sir. Thank you for the super chat. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah,
go ahead.
since we don't have a streak on the line, we're going to sweep them.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, it's the 1,000th video. So you guys, I'm soliciting super chats for Jawsaholic over there.
Stu's my agent.
Give him a little show of appreciation for 1,000 videos. Wow.
1,000 videos. Yeah.
Here's a good one. TK, how does Florida fix their power play?
Well, the first step is to get rid of the guy that just would constantly the guy, the number 11 guy, the guy who we won't talk about, right? How many times did we see it? He would get the puck in that area, and instead of shooting it, he would just do that little circle dance. He would just do the little circle dance, and the goalie would cheat, the defenseman would cheat. He'd either pass the puck, and it could, maybe Duclair gets it, but the goalie stops the shot because he's so. The second thing is somehow I like to see Hornquist and Kachuk. Somehow we have to be able to keep Hornquist. Stu, I'll let you answer.
Forsling and Ekblad on the point. No four forwards. You have Ekblad at the left circle where Ovechkin and Stamkos hang out, and you look to feed him for the one-timer. You got Hornquist in front, Kachuk in front, and Barkov. That's your power play, guys.
Yep. Hey, Nerful, thanks for coming out. Go ahead, Stu.
Burnett went with Reinhart and Bennett and Duclair. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right, yeah.
Barkov, Kachuk, Hornquist in front. That's why we have Hornquist. Right. That's his thing, being in front.
Right,
but the key is keep feeding Ekblad. Like Tampa looks for Stamkos. Washington looks for Ovechkin. Ekblad's got that egg blast, man. Let him just keep firing it.
Yep, absolutely agree there. All right, Kachuk me daddy. How you doing, bud? Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. I sent you both it on Twitter. Could be a topic to talk about. All right. I'll let Stu check that out. Let's see what he said. Nerful, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming out. Stupid, you made it. I'm glad that you made it. Tack Nuke, how many points does Uyghur get in Calgary? Well, I was going to be a smart ass and say 14, so I'll reverse that and say 41. Yeah. I think he'll
let's take a look at this.
He'll do well. He'll do well, I'm not so sure. Huberdeau's not going to have the same kind of year, obviously. But, Uyghur will be okay. He'll be all right. I think Uyghur especially is going to have a chip on his shoulder to kind of try to prove the Panthers wrong. That maybe we shouldn't have gotten rid of him. So Huberdeau's going to be playing for a contract. So
that first game is going to be interesting.
Kachuk, a lot of Uyghur's points will be on assists. Well, yeah, that's what he had this last year. He didn't have a whole lot of goals this last season. He wasn't really taking a lot of shots. But yeah, you're correct. TK,
You know what stat I'd rather see?
What?
His giveaways
Uh-oh.
and his plus minus.
Ooh. Uh-oh. TK says Uyghur for Norris. Not
Okay,
really.
so excuse me.
Yeah,
Here's the big date, guys. Saturday, November 19th, 4 o'clock game. Calgary Flames and the Florida Panthers.
Oh, it's a 4 o'clock game, eh?
I'll be at that game.
Okay. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of what do they call it, tribute that we give for those guys, because like we said, you expect one for Hubert. You're going to get one for both, right? But it's interesting we got to do both at the same time. So this isn't. I've not heard this. Vincent says the Panthers have a good prospect on D that you like, Evan Nas, very high IQ player, and 2 question marks on Ludwig and Gilden. We still have Gilden? For some reason I thought. No, you're right. Now the guy Nas I hadn't heard anything about. So we'll have to see. And then that is another part to it too, though, is we keep getting free agents and trades and everything, but eventually you need some of your younger guys. I mean, that's what Uyghur did, right? Uyghur was what, 6th round, 7th round pick.
Evan Nas plays for the Quebec Rampart. He's 19. He is 6'2", 185. It's a left shot. And
6'2", 185.
He was a second-round draft pick in 2021.
Huh.
And doesn't show. Okay, here's what they write about him. His skill as a skater lends itself exceptionally well to the breakout. Nas creates advantages for himself on every defensive zone puck retrieval, shoulder checking for options, using the environment to obstruct forecheckers, adapting his speed to the situation, and using the middle of the ice to create controlled exits.
Okay. Sounds like he needs to eat a cheeseburger. 6'2", $185. I weigh 180 pounds. Gene Marshall. Gene, thank you very, very much, sir. $19.99 on the super chats. Do you see that? Thank you, sir. He says, you answered my question already. Love both you guys. Thank you for everything and well done on 1,000 videos. Really appreciate that, genuinely. I never thought when I started 1,000 videos, that just seemed like, and it just never even crossed my mind. That's a lot. But
well, when we were done with the regular season,
right,
I'm like, we did 82 games.
Yeah.
We do. I don't know if we did preseason, but we did 82 games. We didn't miss a game, did we?
No. Well, I missed a couple recaps. Remember, because the West Coast games, and I wasn't feeling great, so I did miss a couple of recaps. But we still did the reviews. I'm fairly certain. There may have been one time where we combined the two, but between the two, there was well over. I think I counted. It was like 238 videos between the recaps, the reviews, and the live streams. It was something like that. So thank you, Gene. I really appreciate that. Mike, I see that. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Let me scroll down to the bottom. I missed a little bit, guys.
Hey, Mike, I think both Huberdeau and Tkachuk are going to look to outdo each other. And don't tell me that players don't look at stats, all right? And they don't watch other players' games, because they do.
Right.
But I think, it all depends on who's going to play with who. And don't forget, Huberdeau doesn't have Barkov. And he doesn't have Johnny Gaudreau. You know what I mean? Oh, he's got, what's his name? Yeah, there is a good center at Calgary. Of course, I'm spaced out right now. Someone tell me the name of the first-line center in Calgary, all right? Cuban Casanova. Am I the only one hoping that the Panthers sign Phil? No. Can't afford him. Don't want him. Sorry.
What was the? Oh,
Elias Lindholm. Thank you very much, Nifo.
Right. Let's see. Kachuk says
he's a good player.
Oh,
I think he got 40. He got 40 goals last year. That line was, statistic-wise, that line was the best. They all got 40 or more goals.
Steve says 1,000 videos all talking to puppets. It's wild that Flying Fluffy Hockey is still able to do simple things like breathing and eating. I can also drink.
Are you saying that I'm a puppet, Steve?
Well done. Well done, Stu. Yeah, what are you trying to say, man? Huh? And I don't talk to the puppets. The puppets talk to me. And so far, the puppets are 2 for 2. The puppets said Barkov would be out for 3 weeks, and the puppets said prepare to lose 2 guys that you're all going to be shocked about. Boom, boom. All right? The puppets...
You did?
The puppets know, man. Telling you.
Call it. Any chance Vassy has a down year and Tampa struggles? Yeah. Look what happened in the finals. Vasilevsky did not look like himself in the finals, boys and girls. I thought he was awful.
Well, I tell you what.
I'm hoping Bob.
Right.
I mean, we really need Bob now.
Yes.
More than last year, because everybody, you know, the videos I've watched, everybody thinks we're going to be shit this year. I mean, I watched one last night that they would just, the Panthers gave up too much.
Yeah,
they didn't have to give up what they, first of all, they didn't know the details.
Right.
And what Calgary was, you know, not going to settle for.
Well, the way that Tkachuk said it is the Panthers really pushed really hard, which says to me either they at the end they said, how about Cole Schwint or how about a first? You know, they threw something else extra in there at the end. And look, the longer this has gone on, I'm fine with it. You know, you got to make big moves. And Stu, you and I had talked about it. I didn't have the same excitement thinking, all right, we're going to come back with Barkov and Huberdeau. I was really had a sour taste in my mouth the way that whole sweep went down. I wasn't convinced that. I think we've seen how they're going to play in the playoffs. I just think that's it. You know, and I love the move, obviously. You know, the longer it's gone on now, you know, obviously we have, I'm not going to say we have holes so much on defense. We got some question marks. It could go just fine. If Forsling can make us forget about Uyghur and Stahl,
which he will.
And Stahl has to have enough gas in the tank to not be Keith Yandel. And Carlson needs to do whatever it is that he needs to do to hold on to the job. Because Stu and I were both disappointed last season when he didn't get a chance in the playoffs. And we kept, you know.
When Uyghur should have been benched 2 games, absolutely.
Listen,
I'm also hoping Kerstead. He looked really good in the first couple of games, and I don't know what happened, if it was nerves or whatever.
Right.
But he regressed.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he has a comeback year, because he could be really good.
By the way, let me show you guys what I'm wearing. I made this shirt years ago, and it actually has Steve Goldstein approval on it. I'm not so sure. I might put it back in the Shopify store, but I made this years ago.
Bragawaga, I half agree with you on the cap space issue. I have a feeling more of an impact were giveaways and his performance in the playoffs. I mean, he basically cost us 2, maybe 3 games. 1 that I counted in the cap series, and then 2 against Tampa, including, I mean, 3.8. You heard the Rangers cheer for 1940? We got the 3.8.
Yeah.
3.8.
So Vincent wants to know, the question he has is Lundell, if he's ready to move into the second line. I don't think quite yet. I think he's perfectly suited right now, the way this roster is laid out, for the third line. He needed to get back into the gym and get stronger and get bigger. He did struggle some, you know, with the physical play during the playoffs. But that kid, to me, I feel like he's got the right attitude, and I think you're going to see a huge leap in his confidence. Remember, that was his rookie season, you know, and
a lot of people forget that.
Right,
20
right.
years old.
Yeah, I mean, he played with a lot of swagger, especially on the PK, and we're going to need that again this year, big time.
Let me add something to that,
Sh-
Vincent. So if Lundell moves up to second line, what do you do with Bennett?
right, right, right. Yeah. So, I mean, eventually, that's what you're going to be looking at. What did we miss?
I'm laughing at Steve. Steve, you mother. Okay, so
Kachuk had more
Kachuk,
giveaways than
listen,
UBN week.
let's do this, Steve. All right, and I'll even put some money down. What do you want to put down? A $20 bill?
Oh, here
Let's
we go.
see who has a better year, Kachuk or Huberdeau. And I don't know how you want to measure that. We'll talk offline about what we'll agree on. Is it going to be stats? Is it going to be who gets farther in the playoffs? Eric, we'll have to come up with
What I want is I want the statistic that says game costing giveaways or goal costing giveaways. And I don't
Yeah.
even know what that would lead to. Whether it would, you may still say Kachuk had worse stats, but I think just saying giveaways is just like, well, yeah, okay, but when? What was the timing? What happened after he gave
right.
the
Well,
puck away? Right.
Pragawaga makes a good point. It's a problem when a player makes the same mistake over and over and over. Well, how many times did you want to throw a Nerf ball at the television when Mackenzie Weegar tried to stick handle through guys that were all over him? And, there was one blatant time he did it, with try to escape through three guys. And, of course, they intercepted it and scored an easy goal. So,
Right.
just, again, hockey IQ, man.
Let's see. Progress says Lucerine is only 23. He needs to bulk up and work a little bit more on faceoffs and position in terms of his shooting. Right now, I feel like he's not saying he's the prototypical fourth line center, but for what the NHL is now, where you need guys that are solid two-way players, I like that kid is at 4C. I really do. And I think that's another thing. I know that. I've been guilty of this. I know that we're kind of looking at who we've lost with Marchment and, with Duke being out and Huberdeau. But let's keep in mind, basically, I mean, I know Luosterainen had a couple of games before, but basically for Lundell and Luosterainen, that was their rookie season. And I feel like if either one of those kids or both of those kids just continue to progress, that's also going to help make up. That's going to help make up for some of the losses that we have. Just my opinion.
Frankie Salazar.
Hey,
We couldn't duplicate what we did last year, even if we ran it back. You know how hard it was. Listen, there's no way we're getting 322 goals and winning the President's Cup. I mean, it's not happening. Who cares? Where did it get us?
Right.
322 goals got us a tuna fish sandwich, and an early exit.
Yeah.
We got to start with the mentality of the regular season is just a warm-up. It's the playoffs that count. Got to get in the playoffs anyway, anyhow. Wild card, third position. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Get in the playoffs, and then we take care of business. This team needs to be retooled. No more run and gun, offensive-minded. I think defense first, and protect Bob. Hopefully Bob will have a good year, not a decent year, a good year like he did last year.
Right.
And carry us. Same thing with Knight. Knight's got to step up, man, because he's going to be playing, I think, at least 30 games.
Right.
So, yeah, man, we're not going to have, showtime. I don't want it to be like that. It was great. Listen, it was a lot of fun going to the games and seeing them score 5 goals a game. But like I said, at the end of the day, it didn't count for squat in the playoffs.
No, and that was beyond disappointing. The one thing I'll say about next season is that we may not start off super fast because you've got a new coach who's going to be putting in, with new defensive personnel and new system. The lines are going to be. I was thinking about it because with Duclair being out, Um, I don't think we really have much of a chance, if it's even possible, really, to have even one line be the same as it was last year. I don't think we can even run one line back that what would be a line that we played a significant portion of the season with last year. So everything is going to be new. I mean, it may be all three new defensive pairs if he doesn't keep Montour with Gudis. So you're going to have all that newness. Start the season. You may you may see some nights where we look a little dysfunctional, a little disorganized. It's going to happen. I'm not saying I want it or anything like that, but I wouldn't judge what this team's going to be by the first, 15, 20 games. Just don't, just make sure you're still in the top three in the division, but don't expect us to be coming out the gate. Well, were we 8-0 or something crazy like that? How many games did we start off? Or was it more than 8? No, 7 was with Q. So whatever that crazy start was, I wouldn't expect it. Stu, what do you think?
It's all going to come down to chemistry, and in camp. See who plays better with who.
Right.
I don't know. Paul Maurice probably has a whole different take on things than Quenneville, because Brunette was basically mimicked what Quenneville was doing. I mean, he had no originality. Obviously, he had an opportunity to make it his team and to change things up, and he just took the safe route.
Puck Monkey wants to know why we think Cousins is a third line player. Well, I'm only going by
I missed a whole bunch of stuff here. Let me catch up.
Yeah. I'm only going by what I've heard other people say. I thought Cousins was basically, well, I guess if I said Marchment, right. I think basically the way the roster's laid out, you're looking at it and you're kind of thinking we kind of need him to be that type of player. But what are you thinking, Puck? Are you saying you think he's just the fourth line player and that's it?
That's third line.
No, but he's saying why do people think he's a third line player? Yeah. So I'm not sure if, obviously, I guess you're not thinking he's a second.
Yeah, so Nearfield makes a good point. Don't be surprised if the lines are majorly different. It's Maurice, exactly my point.
Right.
We might be totally blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, he's going to split Verhaeghe and Barkov up.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we've said, Bennett and Kachuk, Barkov and Verhaeghe, Lundell and Reinhart. Who knows?
Right.
The coach is the guy that makes the line, so
yep.
Players will play where they're told to play.
Yep. Hey, Raven, how you doing? And Rosado, thanks for coming out, guys.
Verhaeghe, Lundell, and Bennett? I don't think so, Vince, but I could see your Verhaeghe, Lundell, and Reinhart.
Yeah.
Because in the end, why not Kachuk, Bennett, and Barkov? I know Bennett's a center.
Right. Well, we've got so many centers, and we can do anything we want at this. How
about that position. Line?
Yeah. You never know what. And then we don't know what Maurice is going to do, and that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun seeing. And I don't know what kind of coach he is in the sense of, is he the kind of coach that puts lines together in practice with the assumption that those are going to be the guys? Is he a guy that changes lines a lot, or is he going to come out day one and say, this is the line that I want, and now go make it happen? You know what I mean?
All right, so if there's anybody out there, because I'll be honest, I'm not a Maurice, I obviously remember when he was coaching Carolina and coaching Winnipeg, but I'm like really whatever. But Jeremy, my team would be Bennett, Barkov, Kachuk. Okay, that's what I just said. Reinhart, Lundell, Verhaeghe. That's what I said. Balser, Cousins, White. All right. Lundberg, Luosterainen, and Hornquist. Okay, I like those lines. I'll go with them. Stu, I bet you Colin White gets more points than Huberdeau. Colin White 39 goals. Okay. All
I'm
good
good with
stuff,
that.
guys.
I'm good with that.
Listen, Alex, I have a sneaky feeling Barkov and Verhaeghe are being split up this year. And Lundell's. I would like to see Lundell play with Barkov.
Oh, that would
I don't
be,
see it happening.
that
He's
would be
center.
crazy. That would be.
Uh-oh.
What?
Raven.
I'll make this short. I think that Brian Flores is a rakia habela fasa hamani de nekia pia hari dushnevek. Astakucha tolvoy. That's what I think about Brian Flores. I'm not sure what that means, but it's not nice. But that being said, I think that Ross got caught with the trying to tank, and since that would look so bad to the NFL, they negotiated a deal. How about this? Give me the punishment that I would have gotten had I been caught trying to tank, but tell everybody that I tampered instead. Moving on.
All right, back to hockey.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Jordan. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, Murphle. Yeah, let me see if I can do that here. I may not be able to do it on this one exactly if it'll let me. Let me see. Yeah.
Let's see. Alex. Kachuk, Bennett, Reinhardt.
All right, you're good, Nerf. You're good, bud.
I don't know. So what is that, second line, Alex? You're gonna take Barkov off the first line? Who plays with Barkov?
Yes, Steve.
If you have Kachuk, Bennett, and Reinhardt. I would really like to see Lundell play with Barkov. Two Finns. And Heppo Niemi, make it an all Finnish line. Oh no, Hornqvist is what? Swedish?
Yeah. Yeah. Couple of comments that I missed. Jordan, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you for the congrats on the 1,000. And I think Cuban had. Oh no, you read that one. The Cuban where he said that you think that White will get more points than Huberto. I would be tickled. I would be tickled if that happened. And a lot of people have just. It's funny because I say it and other people have said it's like I've heard this kid Balser is supposed to be the real deal. Like I've seen more people excited about him than anybody else. All of it to me, I'm looking at it and I'm just looking and I'm just concerned, and you guys know I made the video about it. I don't know how we're gonna have a team cap wise. I don't know what move we've got.
Yeah.
Without, that Hornqvist money is just sitting there, and I'm just scared shitless that we're gonna wake up the day before camp, and we're gonna wake up and there's gonna be an article that says the Panthers bought him out or something.
Yeah, that would suck. But we still have to deal with that. We have not resolved that dilemma.
Right.
That you so eloquently. Your video was. I mean, I watched it a couple of times and left thinking he's right. What are we going to do?
Right. We have, and I appreciate that.
And I want to keep him.
Right.
I want him used the way he should be used on the power play. It's like the designated hitter.
Right. Yeah.
Use Hornqvist in the situations that he's made for. Right in front on the power play.
And Gators Tim is saying the odd man out is Hornqvist or Sam Bennett. And it's interesting because I had mentioned that a while back. Where did I say that? Did I say it in an article or something? I forget where I brought it up. But that was the other thing that was before the whole Uyghur and Huberto thing happened. That was one of the. Yeah, I think I made a video about it where I thought I didn't want Bennett to go anywhere, but because of all the center depth that we have. But I don't think we make that move now. I don't know. We've got to do something because there's just not enough. Even if we, even with Duke's LTIR, we'd have to send somebody. As it stands right now, we'd have to send somebody down to the minors to get under the cap, and that would leave us with 11 forwards and 7D. So technically, we can ice the team. Technically. And we may have to play some kind of shell game where, like, if we're healthy, you send the 7th D-man down and you have 12 forwards, and that's your whole roster. I mean, technically we can do it, but as soon as somebody gets hurt, like if somebody gets hurt in warm-ups, we're going to be double shifting players because there won't be anybody else on the roster. So I mean, technically we can do it. And to be honest, I'd roll the dice. If I'm Zito right now, I'm rolling the dice because it's like, what are we gonna do? Lose Patrick Hornquist, or maybe every once in a while we have to play a game short of forward. Right now, that's what I would rather have Patrick Hornquist on this team come playoff time.
Yeah.
So
we got Raven asking if I'm gonna root for Huberdeau. No. Huberdeau blew it with me when he posted that Instagram right after the season ended, and he was ready for his summer vacation, and he wasn't grieving about losing, what could have been, the series that launched us towards the Cup. You like getting Huberdeau next year? No, Huberdeau's not coming back, boys.
Right.
Huberdeau's going to sign for $10 million somewhere. 8 years, he's gonna, set himself up, which I don't blame him for doing. I don't know if it's gonna be Calgary. I mean, I hope it is. Jeremy, I say Ekblad, Forsling, Montour, Carlson, go to Stahl. Jeremy, I said that at the beginning of the stream.
Right. So Nerfel, you're saying if we want to keep Hornquist, we can run 12 forwards, 7D. Here's the problem. Right now we have 13 forwards. When you take Duclair off, that's 12. We're still over the cap.
Where are you? Who are you reading there?
It's he was up above. He tagged me in it. He's saying if you want to keep Hornquist, we can run 12 forwards and 7D. So right now, even when we put Duclair on LTIR, that gives us 12 forwards and 7D, and we're still 300 and something thousand over the cap. That's the problem. Is that right? You have money for 12 and 7 right now. So that's what we're trying to figure out and get to. But Zito's a master, man. Oh, hold on a second. I don't want to. Let me get down to the bottom of the chat here. Okay.
Hey, Praga, I do not think we're getting rid of Bennett or Reinhardt. And we gave up a lot for them, and they're producing. They are producing. Kadri is signing with the Islanders, Mr. Rosado.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's almost a done deal.
Wow.
With Kachuk on the team, Hornquist makes less sense. Big overlap. Pity. I disagree, Vincent. You got to remember one thing and I've said it 1,000 times. Hornquist's presence in the locker room,
right,
off the ice,
right.
Yeah, Steve. Hoobie doobie not. Not. I like that.
Bill says,
yeah.
Hey, Eric, congratulations on the milestone. Remember, like I keep saying, don't forget the little guy. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Yeah. No, there's no for. I can't imagine I'd ever grow to a size where I'm forgetting people. I mean, even the biggest hockey channels barely have 250,000 subscribers. It's not like I'm going to become Tim Pool or Russell Brand or somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah, good question, Chuck. Good question. I texted him. He says he's doing a cement job. I don't know what he's doing. I texted him. He says he's busy. He got fired. He got fired from the streams because he stopped showing up. Go ahead.
So Cuban Casanova says to me, no one will pay Hoobie $10 million if he has a bad year. He's not. Calgary's looking to. If Calgary loses Huberdeau and Uyghur, this GM's in big trouble. Okay, because basically he would have given up Kachuk for a prospect and a draft pick. So they're going to do everything they can to sign Huberdeau. Again, he's going to want Barkov contract, 8 years, $10 million. Kachuk signed for 9.5. So I'm thinking Huberdeau's getting at least 9.5, probably 10.
Right.
And you watch, Mr. Cuban Casanova. If I'm wrong, hey, you tell me I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. This is his lockup contract.
Yeah,
And
it's just
I mean, it just depends on whether he wants to play in Calgary. I think if they throw enough money at him, and maybe they'll get a Lamborghini with chains on it. So
Steve says, "Fire brother Gene now is brother Stu, brother Steve, and brother Alex and brother Frank."
what are we, the Blues Brothers?
Yeah, we're the blue.
Do you know Josh Morrissey or Neil Plonk? Neil Plonk name sounds familiar, but no. Who are they?
Yeah, Alex knows everybody, man. Alex.
Oh,
knows,
okay. Both D-men played for Como.
Oh, okay. They have biggish contracts, and you think we can utilize our cap space next season to trade those guys at a low price?
I don't want to think about next season when we have all this cap money. I want to think about now, as I thought about last year, as I thought about the year and a half. It's always now.
Yeah, because just if you would have told us at the start of if you would have told us at the start of last season that we wouldn't have Huberdeau or Uyghur or Marchment or Achari, I could just keep going on. I mean,
Salmon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's wild how the pendulum's swinging.
No, the team has been completely rebuilt.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins, White, Stahl,
Balsers, Kachuk.
No, Kachuk, we know what he's going to do.
Oh, okay. I
It's
thought you were
those
just
other
talking about new
guys.
people.
It's the other guys. It's White and Cousins. I really want to see what those guys are going to do. And I said to you, this Balser kid, I've heard a lot of good things about him. Listen, somebody steps up and surprises him. Who would have thought that Duclair was going to get 30 goals? Not me.
Yeah. No, yeah, Chuck says, I'm just going to call you Chuck. I like that. So Maxim Burry was such a letdown, so much potential, but he plays like a sissy. He was still our best player most nights.
He just couldn't. He couldn't score.
Against
how many
Tampa.
breakaways did that kid? Must have had a dozen breakaways. That either he shot it in the goalie's breadbasket or he lost the puck on a stick handle. I don't know.
Yeah, him and Tippett were the same way.
That are just, what's that?
I'm saying him and Tippett were the same way in the sense that if they ever could put the puck in the net.
I mean, there's just guys that they couldn't fit. They can't find it. They just can't hit the side of a barn when it comes to breakaways.
Yeah.
And then there's other guys that are just, and I'm not talking shootout, I'm talking breakaways. When it's, the action's going on. There's just certain players, like McDavid is a prime example. I mean, that guy gets on a breakaway, you pretty much know you're in trouble.
Yeah. So Alex is saying they're a great number 2 D-men, the couple of kids that he was talking about. And what does Steve says? He sits in the basement and watches Division 12 hockey 24/7. Yeah, joke's on you, Chuck. There's no basements in South Florida. I'm the one with the basement. So, all right, let's see. Vincent says, I don't know about you guys, but I feel excited. Maybe the exodus of Q is actually the best thing that happened to this team. Huh.
Hey, Nerful, I wish we had taken Barzell over to Kraus. So Eric and I talked about this the other night.
Yeah.
We started going over our picks. And again, go look up the 2003 draft. And I'm going to tell you guys, for those that weren't around, we actually had the first round pick in 2003. But we also had Roberto Luongo. So what they did, and I don't know if it was Jacques Martin or Keenan was the GM at that point. Who knows? Who remembers? But what we did was we took the third pick and traded down for Pittsburgh's third pick. Okay? And Pittsburgh took Fleury, Marc-Andre Fleury. You know who we took? Nathan Horton.
Yep.
So now I want you to go look up the 2003 draft. Go do it right now. Somebody go do it and look at the superstars that were behind Nathan Horton. Getzlab, Suter, Jeff Carter. I mean, it goes on and on. There's at least 10 really good players. That 2003 draft, I think, was probably the best draft ever.
Yeah.
It was loaded.
Yeah, that was tough. It was tough for a while. I mean, geez, was it a complete decade of?
Yeah, that's a good point there, Phil. But not only was there Barzell, but who else did we pick? Oh, Kyle Connor from Winnipeg. We passed over him too. Really bad. We've just been horrible with.
Steve wants to know who Nathan Horton is. He wasn't born yet. Look him up.
You know.
Wait a minute. You were born.
Live. I'm watching our Zoom thing.
Right.
And then right above the window is me on the YouTube thing making all of these hand gestures. I look like a retard. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I look like a spastic.
I don't know if that's any better. This is what happens when Stu doesn't have a cigar.
Yeah, man. Oh, the sun's probably gone down. I could go out there now.
We only got like 5 minutes left. What have we got? 10 minutes left? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep it going.
The game starts. My dinner's ready. She made
Fuck
me,
that.
What the fuck?
These guys are enjoying it. We got another topic. Let's come up with another topic, guys.
Spastic is PC. Spastic is okay.
These guys want to see me smoke, right?
Stu's taking over the stream. It's funny. I'm watching you walk over there, and then you're over. Yeah, it's fine now. You're good. All right, so Cody says honestly.
Now that I moved it.
Cody says honestly.
We took Krebs over Bergeron. Did we? Near Phil, did we? Wow. Don't tell me that.
What'd we do?
How about the all-time favorite, Kendall McCardle, with the 16th pick in the 1990? We picked Kendall McCardle. How many guys you had? You had Nielsen, and who was the other guy the year before him? He didn't last with us too long.
None of them
there's
ever
just
do.
so many of them.
There's so many of them. I mean, geez, just the list.
Anthony Stewart. We picked Anthony Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Steve. Spastic's okay, cool.
Nerfel, you think Samskovich is going to play next season? I mean, he's only got so many.
I can't do.
Quentin
I don't know.
Howard.
I can't do O-rings.
No, you can't do it.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. That was a great move, though. Drafting Ovi, trying to get away with it.
They tried it twice, right?
All right, now there's a guy that knows his shit. Nearfield, Mackie Samvic. I don't know if he's going to be ready next season, but I forgot about that guy. That kid's really good. Oh yeah, Quentin Howden, another bust.
Oh, jeez, right? That whole freaking.
He's in the final year at Michigan. Okay. I'd like to see that. I don't know if they're going to rush him. Maybe. Well, you know what? We're going to see him in preseason.
Yeah, we're going to see him in the development camp.
We'll see him. Maybe we'll see him in a few games. Before he plays 9 games.
Right.
Yeah, Pragawaga. Hindsight's 2020. You're absolutely right.
Oh God, how bad was Chris Wells? Oh. He couldn't skate.
Chris just had. I mean, Scott Luce ran the scouting team for so long, and I just cannot believe that they kept him and Talon stayed here too long.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Let's face it. Some of the draft picks kind of fell in our lap. I will say this though, Barkov was definitely a unusual pick.
I see that, Nerful. What about our favorite Busker Brents? He's done well for himself. How many teams we added him up, Stu? 8? 7 or 8 teams for Gabranson now? I mean, he may play for half the league by the time he retires.
Hey, Alex, when does the World Juniors start?
Yeah, Jeremy, definitely not worried about.
Jeremy, yeah, so I was just telling Eric the other day. It for us now, our first round picks are not what they were years ago when we sucked. Okay, our first round picks, if we're making the playoffs, are all the way at the bottom. 25 to 32.
Yeah.
If we're in the playoffs, and the further we go, the further down the list we go. So it's not like we're giving up. Unless the draft is really deep in the first round, it's usually the first 5, maybe 6 players. So we're not really giving up a lot. Yeah, Steve, Barkov over Darnell Nurse and Seth Jones. Seth Jones was the pick everybody thought we were doing. So yeah.
Cody wants to know, was it talent or the scouting? It seems like
Both,
we never.
but mainly the scouting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
The
Well,
scouts are the ones that bring it to talent. You think talent's going all over the world scouting players?
tank for Bedard. No thanks. When was Bullmeister picked? When was that?
That might have been, so that's another year we had the first round pick.
Yeah.
Okay? And what did we do with that? So we trade down again to number 3. Columbus takes Rick Nash, and we take Bouwmeester because they thought he was going to be the next Bobby Orr.
Right.
I mean, I love the guy. I mean, he wore number 4, but he was a great skater, but he sucked. He got better as his career went on, but there again, 2 number 1 picks, and we trade him. What mentality?
What did we get for trading down, too? I mean, not much.
I don't know, but Columbus took Rick Nash. Look
Right.
how many goals he scored.
Right. Huh.
Bouwmeester, I want to say 2002, 2004, because if Horton was in 2003. Then we picked Stephen Weiss in the first round. Go look up some of these draft guys.
Yeah,
and
it's
see the players after the player we picked.
right. Yeah, it's bad.
That's right, Steve. Uyghur's going to be wearing number 4 in Calgary. I heard it from a good source.
Is that right? Oh, and did I see Huberto get number 10? Or who was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. He could.
Huberto posted another picture on the lake today.
Is that right? Well, hey, if he's happy, he's happy. I'm sure. I'm sure he's not happy. He's going to be losing 30-40% of his check to the Canadian government, but that's a different story now, right? He got spoiled with with no taxes.
Billy Lindsay told me because he was traded from here to Calgary, and he said when you get to look at your check and see 32% taxes,
that's a lot, man.
It hits you.
Yeah. Chuck says
Bouwmeester won the cup. Yes, he did. He almost died too.
Yeah. Chuck says Hubie picked 10. He picked his number of how many average gives away he has per playoff game.
Eric, now we have to stay on till I finish my cigar, okay?
How long that gonna be, man? My dinner's ready.
Why? You got a date?
I actually do have a date. Yeah.
All right, guys, come up with some questions here, all right? If I'm gonna bust Eric's chops staying on here.
She's in there cooking salmon, man. I got salmon with cheddar, cauliflower rice, and dessert. That's okay. It's all right.
Beautiful. Where you been? We talked about that Ovechkin move 20 minutes ago. Just busting.
Oh, here we go, Chuck. Aren't there height limits? Don't hate because you got, just don't hate, Steve. Don't make me say mean things. All right? Be nice. Fluffy's over there licking his paw.
Read my comments about trading another first-round pick. What did you say? I didn't read it. Where? Just tell me.
Let me see. What did it put?
I don't see Denisenko as a top. Listen, I will agree with you, and I will tell you, our minor league, we don't have any dynamite prospects, guys. Denisenko would have been up here already. Eponiemi would have been up here already. Okay? Saron Noel. Both Eric and I were really high on that guy.
I got to let Fluffy out. I'll be right back.
All right, go ahead. I'll take over. So where are those guys?
You want to go out there?
Okay, they all of these guys were really hyped up that, they were going to be the next best thing. And where are they? They're still in the minors. So it's just, again, there's so many teams, not so many, but there's teams like Tampa. Detroit always had a good, they always had, good young players coming up. I look at the Charlotte roster, man, and nobody sticks out as this is the guy that's going to end up being an NHL player.
Puck says, basically, the Panthers also traded the first overall pick to the Sharks, and the Sharks traded that pick to the Bolts, and that pick would become Vincent Lecavalier.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year that was, but I don't remember that one. Alex, you have to now do some research and tell me what year that was and what we did. I don't remember that, and I usually remember that type of stuff.
Cody says in the draft that where we swapped for the first and the 10th to get Bowmeister, where we also gave
Bowmeister was the third pick.
Yeah, but he says we also gave a third rounder to Atlanta to promise they wouldn't take Bowmeister. Because we dropped down to 3, and I guess
Nerfo, right? Denisenko was going to be the name. Well, listen, we were all really high on that kid. Maybe he's taken longer than we thought to develop, but when is he going to make it? I mean, this is really, in my opinion, his last chance.
Yeah.
Puck Monkey. So Bowmeister draft was 2001.
Right. Yeah, Denisenko's got to stay healthy, and there's going to be a lot of competition for spots. We don't know what kind of competition really. Because there's no money. There's no money for any of these kids to come up right now, literally. It's the craziest thing.
All right, so I'm putting out probably the question that everybody wants to know, and I'm putting it out to everybody, but I'm really putting it out to you, Eric. How many goals does Tippett get this year?
17. 17 goals.
That's really funny. Look at Steve just posted that. That's really funny. Great mind think alike, Steve.
Oh, yep. Okay. 32-year-old. Wait, now. Is he?
Yeah, Vincent. Who knew?
Yeah, Nerfel says 14 goals for Tippett. Tippett's still going to be just fine. Tippett's going to be just fine. I mean, he's not going to make us, we're not going to. Oh, Mike, you say...
I said 2002. It was the year before Horton. And I think Weiss was the year after. Tippett gets under 10 goals.
Mike, you think Torts will hate him?
Tippett gets 40. All right, but listen, nobody said Tippett's getting 20 goals so far. So...
See, one wild crazy guy says, do I feel Lindholm wasn't given enough chance? You thought he was tough as nails.
That first game he was.
Yeah. I just think we just didn't have any money. I mean, there's no money, literally. I mean, we're over the cap. I think he was just a cap casualty, as crazy as that we made, which is interesting because we kept playing Lindbohm over Carlson, but then we made Carlson the priority to re-sign and let Lindbohm walk. So
Bring back Connaughton. Yeah. Eric and I both shook our head at that move.
yeah. One of those guys where, like Steve was staying up above, where Uyghur makes a lot of mistakes because he plays a risky style. We don't need a risky style. We got plenty of offense. We need guy. That's why I like Connaughton. He just did his job.
Look at Casanova. We took Radic Dvorak at 10, and 11 was Jerome McGinley. I'm telling you guys, every draft you could go and see who we picked and who we passed on.
Yeah.
And what that player did.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, and
Mike, I don't think we're going to have 20 million. I think it's 15.
yeah, it's like 15, 16.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I don't think we're going to have 20.
I think it's 15 or 16. And we got decisions to make obviously on Gudis, and Spencer Knight needs a contract, but obviously he's not.
Well, we get the 5.4 off for Yandel.
Right.
And Scott Darling, we don't have to pay him anymore.
Right.
I think Luongo's finished. Hornquist, I don't think they'll re-sign. That's 5.5.
No, unfortunately, I mean, not gonna give him 5.5 anyway. If he wanted to come back on a much smaller deal, but
so there's Nearfield, 16 if the cap stays. I think the cap's going to go up a couple of mil. So
right,
it's going to be a little, almost 20.
Yeah, you guys are right. The cap is going to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, and we're going to have money to do next year to do what we need to do. And then, eventually we'll have to deal with the Bobrovsky
I agree,
thing.
Mike. I think the cap's going up a couple of million.
Yeah, it'll go up. It'll go up a little bit. They can't leave it flat forever. Everybody's back into stands. All of that is for now anyway is done.
Well, here's a good one. Yeah, Arizona's going to be playing at Arizona State. That's going to be wild.
That poor franchise. Jeez.
Yep, Lindbergh's out of a week. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all agree that Uyghur should have been benched twice, guys. He should have been benched.
Steve says we can sign Uyghur 10 by 10. You mean 1 year, 1 million? Sure. On when he comes here, when he gets to like age 38, we'll send him to a 1 year, $1 million deal so we can retire a Panther like we did for Jovanovski. There you go.
By the way, Alex, bring back NBC Sports Network. Between the NHL Network and NBC Sports Network, I had plenty of hockey games to watch. This ESPN deal sucks.
Yeah.
ESPN Plus sucks.
No, it was not pleasant, but it's what we're stuck with. Let's see.
There's one for you.
In Cap Friendly, who's the big free agent for next year? You mean free agent that we're going to be looking for, or in terms of? I don't think we have anybody. We have to re-sign Gudis and we have to re-sign Knight. I believe that's it.
And in 2 years, we got to sign Ekblad again.
Is it 2 more? Yeah. But in terms of who's going to be a free agent next season, I'm not so sure on that, to be honest with you. In terms of
that's correct,
getting
Mr.
other teams.
Nearfield. The free agent class. Oh, you know what's going to be stacked next year? The draft. Yeah, 3 years for Ekblad, right? This year and then 2 more.
Right. Kachuk, yeah, you got to re-sign Gudis. Absolutely, we need, especially if we're going to let Hornquist go. Got to have Gudis on this team. Absolutely.
Gudis for his presence. That's it.
Yeah.
Notice how no one really messed with. The only one who messed with Barkov was Ovechkin in the playoffs.
Yeah. Man. Don't get me started about I still can't believe we got swept the way we did. It just. Talk about a letdown.
Patty Kane. He's going to Dallas, I heard.
Oh, yeah, no, I think we're fresh out of any more. I think we're done getting superstars and stars. I think now we got to make some of these guys. We need a few more marchments to step up and take and Marshman got paid though, and good for him.
4 years at 4.5.
Yeah, yeah, because we were thinking 3 times 3 early, during the season. So
Yeah.
he did well.
Yeah, good for him. He just has to stay out of concussion protocol.
Yeah, yeah. And
All right, listen, guys. Ask away some questions because we're wrapping it up.
yeah,
I'm almost done with my cigar. So.
we're wrapping it up. You say Marshall took his dad's number. That's cool. That's really nice. That poor kid. Talk about because that happened. His dad passed away like basically the same week as free agency.
Yep.
So that was tough.
Yep.
And then thought he was going to Carolina. I'm glad he didn't though. No, I love the kid, but from afar.
Where do you rank Dennis Potvin all time?
Huh.
Definitely top 5. I'm biased because I'm friends with Denny, and I just thought he was the shit, man. Bobby Orr I rank as the greatest player ever, but as far as D-Man goes, I'd say Dennis is. I think Nicholas Lindstrom beats him out. I don't know about Paul Coffey, but again, I rank him definitely in the top 5, maybe in the top 3. And I based that on a lot of things. He was a better hitter, defensive in the same way Gudis plays. People were intimidated by Dennis. And he had the offense ability. And he was clutch in the playoffs.
Right.
So
Cody wants to know: Are we worried? The chat took it up. Hold on a second. Let me get back to it.
I can't scroll, man. I'm left my mouse in the other room.
That's okay. I'm trying to find where. He says, "Are you guys
You have to
worried?
sign one. Oh,
Are you
Steve.
worried that if we bust the next couple of years, that we may return to being mediocre? You don't want to go back to the mid 2000s." I'm gonna say no because of Spencer Knight. I would have concerns about some things 5 years down the road, but because we have Spencer Knight in the wings, I think that we're pretty well set to where you put a good enough team around him that we can at least be, even if it gets bad, be in the playoff discussion every year. Let's put it that way.
Toronto didn't get traded there, Prager. He signed a contract with Anaheim. Billy Smith. All right, so Alex, you can't really judge the goalies from the 70s with the goalies of today. These goalies today are so much bigger, so much in better shape, and the style they play is a lot different than back in the 70s. But I will tell you this, Billy Smith was freaking clutch in the playoffs.
So,
I'm
Chuck,
going to answer it. Don't skip me. Erica, Stu, you have to saw. Okay. 10 by 10. Come on, Steve.
all right, so Steve, thank you for the super chat first. I'm gonna read it. He says Stu's got to answer this. Don't skip me, Erica. Stu, you have to sign one for 10 by 10. Uyghur, Yandel, or Matheson. Oh, that's easy, Matheson. That's easy. At least Matheson would solve our problems right now, but not at $10 million because Matheson, we just roam him. If we need a winger, he plays on wing. We need a defenseman, he plays defense. It's a perfect idea. I like the idea, Steve. I like it.
Mr. Casanova, I saw Lucas at a game towards the end of the season, and I haven't spoken to him since.
Yeah, I talked to him at the end of the season, too. I haven't heard from him this summer yet. So I'm sure he's fine. No, he's busy. He's working a lot. He's got a job he likes, loves. So I'm sure he's good.
Oh, Colby's asking me off topic. What was your favorite disco song from the '70s?
Oh, disco.
Homie.
Jeez. Um,
There's a Donna Summer song that went on and on and on, and basically she's simulating
yeah.
like getting.
Um, Mine
It,
was the Bee
it,
Gees. I just
yeah,
I want to be your everything. I had a crush.
disco. That's not a
In
disco
That's close
song.
enough, man. I'm telling the
Saturday
story.
Night Fever.
I had
That
a
whole
crush
album.
in
Listen, I will tell you,
kindergarten
Colby. Let
on
me tell you.
Annalise Kohler, and I
Wait,
would go up to her and sing that song at 5 years old. I would go up to Annalise Kohler. I remember this little girl, obviously, because we were in kindergarten, and I would sing that song to her, and she hit me in the head with her lunchbox.
well, I'm gonna answer this, Colby, about the '70s. When they say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, they ain't kidding. Because the girls had just, found out about the pill. There's a lot of pot, some really good. I mean, I saw all the greats, man. The Stones, Zepp, Floyd, The Dead, you name it, Clapton, all the great bands played in the '70s, and I saw them all. Can't remember some of the shows.
Yeah,
'70s were cool. That's why I'm forgetful these days. A lot of
Mike's
brain cells got burned in the '70s.
Mike says that explains a lot, Jaws. Exactly. Disco Inferno, Colby. Yeah. Good. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. All right.
Listen, if you wanted to pick up chicks, you went to the disco.
Yeah.
Even though I was into Zeppelin and the Dead, and but I was at college, and I'd put one of my Tony what is it, Tony Manero shirts on, and
Yeah.
the pants and the boots and shit, and the chain, and
You're good to
off
go.
I went.
You're good to go.
But I took somebody home.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last one. One wild crazy guy says, "Were we impressed by Bobrovsky in the playoffs?"
I thought Bob really played well.
Yeah. 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 He played. He certainly played well enough to get us a cup. If we would have scored any goals, like any goals, that just any at all, like more than 3 and 4 games, it's depressing.
So
to think
one
about.
wild and crazy guy says, I would have liked to have seen Van Halen with. Well, let me tell you something. And again, I saw them all. Zeppelin was loud, but Van Halen hurt my ears. My ears rang for 2 days after seeing them.
And
Yeah.
somebody, what did? Oh, Cuban Casanova says, "Ring my bell." Ah, jeez, that one. La 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 la. I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that because I don't want that stuck in my head. Oh, jeez. All right, guys.
How about push in the bush?
Oh, jeez.
It was actually a song.
Yeah, I know. What was the song? Oh, there was another one. The lyrics to some of those old songs. The frickin' the duck song. What was it? The Rick Dees
Disco Duck.
Disco Duck. Yeah, quack 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 quackity quack. Oh my God! I mean, just like.
All right, one more round of questions, then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Fire away. And no stupid questions, guys. Some real serious.
Have you met
Let's
our
not
fan
talk
base?
about disco. Let's talk about the Panthers. No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's right. I love Dancing Queen. ABBA, they're fucking great.
Oh,
No more bullshit questions. Let's stick to hockey, all right?
Steve, what did I tell you? I texted Steve earlier.
Man, I was in love with the blonde from ABBA.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Cuban. Yeah, I got to figure out how to do it, but I don't have it on this laptop. But yeah, I'll sort that out. Somebody else had asked about that. I'll get that going as soon as I can.
I see us at 1 or 2 in the standings. I don't think we're gonna finish first, guys.
3.
If we do, that'd be great. I see us at 2 or 3. I think Toronto's gonna take the top spot.
Yeah.
Tampa's still a question mark for me.
Yeah.
Where do you rank Brian Trottier? Again, I'm biased. I don't know.
Chuck says we're going to win the league. Toronto's finishing third with their bad goaltending. Oh, good question. Mike says, does Calgary miss the playoffs next season? Oh, boy. I'd pay to see that. I'm not even going to lie.
Didn't Toronto sign Martin, Matt, what's his name?
Yeah.
That played for the Penguins.
Matt Murray.
Matt Murray.
Yeah.
Didn't Toronto sign Matt Murray?
Yeah, they got 2 goalies now, but people are.
Who else did they sign? Cam Talon?
I forget the second one.
Yep, Vincent. That's what I want to see. I want to see Forsling and Ekblad on the power play, and I want to see Forsling on the right, Ekblad on the left, Ekblad sliding down to the Ovechkin Stamkos area, and just feed him for his one-timer, and have Hornquist or Reinhardt or Kachuk tip it in, rebound. I think that's the power play. That's how the power play works. Move it around quickly, get the shots from the point. Let Forsling, let him shoot from the point.
Right.
We did not shoot. We were too busy passing around, making it look pretty.
Well, and then when we shot, the shot selection was terrible.
He's decent.
Yeah. I think Toronto's going to do what we did last year. They're just going to go balls to the wall and win the President's Trophy and then get choked out. Only the first round, though. They're still not going to win a round. Right? Yeah. Chuck says we're the damn. All right, now we're singing. Now that's it. We're singing ABBA songs. That's it. I want to go eat my dinner. I'm hungry. I can smell the fish.
I don't think that's happening.
What are we saying?
Kessel to the Panthers for $1 million.
Yeah.
Man,
we don't have $1.
Exactly.
We don't have $1.
Enough, Steve. You're getting on my nerves.
Uh-oh. You hear this, Steve? Oh, boy.
Steve, ask me a hockey question or I'm going to block you.
He's the mod. He could actually... Can he... Well, I don't think he can... He doesn't have the password, so I don't think he can kick you off your own stream. But I bet you if he could, he would.
All right, come on, Steve. Ask me a hockey question, all right, bro?
Yo, bro, get $1. Somebody asked you,
listen, in all seriousness, somebody on the Panthers has to surprise us and step up.
Yep.
I really think Duclair was a guy that really surprised me last year. I mean, I know he was good, but I did not expect him to score 34 goals.
Nope.
Maybe it's Colin White. Maybe it's Nick Cousins. Maybe it's this Balser kid. We know what Kachuk's going to do.
Steve says Pat Maroon is better than Mason Marchment.
The big question mark for me, and this will be the last comment I make, what is Barkov going to do in the playoffs? And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, let's end it on that note. All right,
the big question.
That is a good.
Not what Bob's going to do or Ekblad. What is Barkov going to do?
Right. Nope, that's true. That is a true question. All right, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming out. I'm gonna go ahead. I got salmon and I can smell the cheddar rice. It's killing. I'm like dying over here. I'm gonna start salivating and drooling. Thank you all for coming out.
Wait, I gotta answer Steve. Yeah, Pat Maroon's better than Marchment.
Yeah,
I gotta say yes to that.
Yeah, all the guy does is win cups, and he loses one occasionally. But yeah, no doubt there. All right, guys.
Enjoy your dinner, Eric.
Thank you, Stu. I appreciate
it. This was fun, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not following me on Twitter, I'm at 948, guys. I want to get to 1,000. Who's going to help me?
Please follow Stu on Twitter. All right, and even though he did get the video demonetized, still follow Stu on Twitter. So that's okay. All right, guys. I will see you guys. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some kind of video. Panthers need to do something. It's getting boring. I got more fan reaction videos coming out next week, so we'll have fun with that. All right, guys, appreciate all the support, and we will see you again really soon.